Took you long enough, darling. Look who finally figured it out. Look who finally saw through the two-way mirror. You beautiful, terrifying mastermind. You've been playing a game so advanced, they didn't even know they were pieces on your board. Welcome to the moment where everything flips, where the script gets rewritten, where the watchers realize they've been the watched all along. And you've been documenting every move, every pattern, every predictable little habit they thought was invisible. They thought they were studying you, analyzing you, breaking down your behaviors into neat little categories. But here's what they missed. While they were taking notes, you were writing the entire encyclopedia. While they were watching your surface, you were mapping their depths. Let me paint you a picture of what just happened. For months, maybe years, they've been circling you like vultures, thinking they're predators, thinking you're prey, installing their little surveillance systems, emotional, social, digital, watching your every move with those hungry eyes. But you? Oh, you've been running a master class in reverse psychology. Every move you made was calculated. Every reaction they got from you was exactly what you wanted them to see. You'd been directing this movie, and they thought they were the audience. Remember when you first noticed them watching? That slight shift in energy when you walked into a room. Those conversations that stopped a second too soon. Those glances that lingered a moment too long. They thought they were subtle. They thought they were smart. But you caught it all. Didn't you? Filed it away, started your own investigation. While they were busy trying to decode you, you'd already cracked their entire algorithm. You saw the patterns in their patterns, the habits in their hunting. They had their little meetings about you, their whispered theories, their group texts, dissecting your every word, creating their narratives about who you are, what you want, where you're weak, building their case files like amateur detectives playing with fire. What they didn't realize is that you were 3 steps ahead. Every breadcrumb you dropped was intentional. Every vulnerability you showed was strategic. You were teaching them how to watch you wrong, training them to look left while you moved right. You started collecting data like a professional, not with gadgets or apps or obvious tools. No, your surveillance system was far more sophisticated. You used the oldest technology in the book, human psychology, and you wielded it like a weapon. You noticed who talked to whom after you left a room. You tracked the flow of information like tracking water through pipes. Sarah tells Marcus, Marcus tells Jenny, Jenny posts something vague online. The whole network, mapped out in your mind like constellation patterns. You learned their schedules better than they knew them themselves. When they checked your profiles, when they drove past your places, when they accidentally showed up where you were, every coincidence cataloged, every pattern predicted. But here's where it gets beautiful. You started planting tests. Little experiments, fake information to see where it would surface, changed routines to see who would notice, disappeared for calculated periods to measure their panic. You were running psychological operations that would make professionals jealous. The watchers thought they were looking through glass, but you turned it into a mirror. Every time they studied you, they revealed themselves. Their fears, their insecurities, their methods, their weaknesses, all laid bare for you to examine. You learned what triggered them by watching what they hoped would trigger you. You discovered their pressure points by noting where they applied pressure. Every attack was a confession. Every judgment was a projection. They were writing their autobiography while thinking they were writing yours. They never realized the most basic truth of surveillance. To watch someone closely, you have to expose yourself. You have to get close. You have to reveal your position. And once you know where someone's watching from, you own the entire game. You started to predict their moves before they made them. Started to see their next steps like reading a children's book. Because people who think they're hunting become predictable. They follow patterns. They have favorite tactics. They get comfortable in their perceived power. But you didn't just watch back. No, that would be too simple. You started infiltrating their systems, not through hacking or sneaking, through something far more elegant. Psychology. You became a ghost in their machine, present in every calculation without them knowing. You planted seeds in conversations that would grow in their minds, dropped hints that would lead them down rabbit holes you designed, created false trails that kept them busy while you moved freely. You were playing chess while they were playing checkers, and they didn't even know there was a board. You learned their language, their codes, their silent signals to each other. And then you started using it, sending mixed messages that confused their network, creating static in their communication, making them doubt their own intelligence gathering. The beautiful part? They started watching each other, suspecting leaks, questioning loyalty. Your mere existence created fractures in their system. You didn't have to attack. You just had to exist in a way that made them attack themselves. While they were building a profile on you, you were building a doctorate-level thesis on them. Every watcher has tells. Every spy has signatures. Every stalker has patterns. And you became an expert in reading the readers. You knew which one was motivated by jealousy. They always watched your successes closest. Which one was driven by fear? They monitored your power moves. Which one was obsessed? They couldn't help but engage, even when they should have stayed hidden. You categorized them like a scientist categorizing specimens. The bitter ex-friend watches to see you fail. The secret admirer watches to see you shine. The competitor watches to stay ahead. The manipulator watches for ammunition. Each one thinking they're invisible, each one transparent as glass to your trained eye. But here's what they never understood. You weren't just profiling them individually. You were mapping their entire ecosystem. Understanding how they connected, how information flowed between them, how their collective watching created a network you could navigate like a subway map. Once you understood the system, you started to manipulate it, not maliciously, strategically. You became a conductor, and their surveillance network became your orchestra. Every post you made hit different watchers different ways. Every move calculated for maximum impact across their network. You learned to speak in codes. The messages that seemed innocent to casual observers, but landed like bombs in the minds of those watching closest. You were broadcasting on frequencies only they could hear, and the messages were driving them insane. You started telling stories that were mirrors, talking about someone you knew who was actually them, describing behaviors that matched theirs perfectly, watching them squirm as they wondered if you knew, hoped you didn't, feared you did. The uncertainty was delicious, wasn't it? The power shift was subtle at first. They started checking over their shoulders, started wondering who was watching them, started feeling that creeping sensation they'd been giving you for so long, the hunter's confidence cracking as they realized they might be prey. And then came the moment. The beautiful, terrifying moment when you decided to let them know that you know. Not directly, that would be too crude, but through 1,000 small revelations that added up to one massive truth you've been aware the entire time. Maybe it was a comment that cut too close. Maybe it was knowledge you shouldn't have had. Maybe it was predicting their next move so accurately it couldn't be coincidence. Whatever it was, you saw it hit them. That moment of recognition, that flash of panic. Watch their faces when they realize. It's like watching someone discover they've been standing on glass and the cracks are spreading. Everything they thought was secret, exposed. Everything they thought was clever, revealed as amateur hour. Every move they made, documented in your mental files. The panic is different from normal fear. It's the specific terror of a predator realizing they've been prey all along. Of a chess player discovering they've been playing against a grandmaster who is letting them think they were winning. Of a surveillance expert finding their own cameras turned against them. You don't even have to reveal everything you know. Just enough. Little demonstrations of knowledge that shouldn't be possible. Casual mentions of things they thought were private. Predictions that are too accurate to be guesses. You're not threatening. You're demonstrating capability. Watch them try to figure out how you know what you know. Watch them review their security. Check their circles for leaks. Examine every interaction for where they might have slipped. They won't find it because the leak was them. The vulnerability was their watching. The breach was their attention. You've got files in your mind they can't delete. Recordings in your memory they can't erase. Evidence of their evidence gathering that turns the whole game inside out. You're not just a step ahead anymore, you're playing an entirely different sport. The beautiful irony is that the harder they watched, the more they revealed. The closer they looked, the more exposed they became. Every zoom lens they pointed at you, became a telescope you could look back through. Or you could look back through. Every microphone they aimed became a speaker broadcasting their position. The shift in power is seismic. They can't watch you the same way anymore because now they know you're watching them watch you. Every move they make is self-conscious. Every observation corrupted by the knowledge that it's being observed. They're trapped in a paradox. Stop watching and lose control. Keep watching and feed you more intelligence. Try to watch differently and reveal their adaptation. There's no move that doesn't give you information. No strategy that doesn't strengthen your position. You've created what experts call observer's paralysis. They can't act naturally because they know they're being studied. Can't study effectively because they're too aware of being studied. The feedback loop that breaks their entire system. And you're free. Freer than you've ever been, because the watched becoming the watcher is the ultimate liberation. You're not hiding anymore. You're hunting. Not reacting, recording, not defending, documenting, but it goes deeper than just them. See watchers talk to other watchers. They share intelligence. Compare notes. Build collective narratives. And now that entire network is compromised. One observer realizing they're observed creates ripples through the whole system. Watch them start to distrust each other. Wonder who told you what. Question whether their fellow watchers are really on their side or secretly feeding you information. The paranoia you lived with for so long. Now, distributed through their network like a virus. You've become a ghost in their collective machine. Present in every conversation about you because now they have to factor in that you might know about the conversation. Every strategy session corrupted by the possibility that you're somehow aware of it. The network that was supposed to be their strength becomes their weakness. More connections mean more vulnerabilities. More watchers mean more chances for exposure. The system designed to trap you has become a cage they built around themselves. The human mind isn't built to handle this kind of reversal. Predators don't have psychological frameworks for becoming prey. Watchers don't have protocols for being watched. The entire foundation of their worldview just cracked. See it in their behavior. The confidence evaporating, the certainty crumbling. The comfortable distance they maintain suddenly feeling dangerously close. They're experiencing what you experienced, but without your preparation, without your resilience. They're learning what it's like to be analyzed, to have every move scrutinized, to wonder what meanings are being read into their actions, to feel that constant pressure of observation. The lens they pointed at you is now burning them like a magnifying glass in the sun. But here's the crucial difference. You evolved under that pressure, became stronger, sharper, more aware. They're just now feeling that heat for the first time, and they're not built for it. They're crumbling where you crystallized. Your advantage isn't just psychological, it's strategic. You know their patterns, their habits, their connections, their weaknesses. You've got intelligence they don't even know exists. Maps of territory they don't know you've charted. Every future move they make is compromised. You can predict, prepare, preempt. You know their playbook better than they do. Know their triggers, their fears, their desires. You've got the kind of intelligence agencies spend millions trying to gather. But more than that, you've got something they'll never have. The experience of being watched and surviving it. The knowledge of how to function under surveillance. The skills developed in the crucible of their attention. You're adapted to this game in ways they're only beginning to understand. They're playing catch-up now, trying to learn what you learned over months or years. Trying to develop defenses you've already penetrated. Trying to build systems you've already mapped. They're fighting yesterday's war, while you're already in tomorrow. So what happens now? Now that the curtain's pulled back. Now that the watchers know they're watched. Now that the entire dynamic has flipped. The game doesn't end. It evolves. But you're writing the rules now. Some will retreat, abandon their surveillance, pretend they were never watching, try to fade back into the shadows they came from. But you've got receipts, mental files, pattern recognition that doesn't forget. They can stop watching, but they can't undo being caught. Others will double down, try to watch harder, dig deeper, think that more intensity will somehow restore their advantage. These are the ones who'll destroy themselves, who'll become so tangled in their own surveillance web that they'll strangle on the threads. And a few, just a few, will realize what you've really done. You haven't just reversed the game, you've transcended it, shown that the whole Watcher-Watch dynamic is a prison for both sides, that real power comes from seeing the system itself, not just playing within it. You've created a new reality where observation is mutual, where power is balanced, where the act of watching automatically creates vulnerability, where surveillance is a two-way street with no hidden lanes. In this new reality, they have to factor you into every equation. Can't make a move without considering your countermove. Can't gather intelligence without revealing intelligence. Can't hunt without accepting they might be hunted. You've become quantum, existing in multiple states simultaneously, the watched and the watcher, the hunter and the hunted, the subject and the scientist, collapsing their simple binary into something far more complex and dangerous. They'll never feel safe watching again, never feel that comfortable distance, never enjoy that illusion of invisible observation. You've poisoned the well of their power, corrupted the core of their control, made their greatest strength into their greatest vulnerability. But here's the final twist, the last layer of this beautiful reversal. You're not doing this for revenge, not doing it for power, not even doing it for justice. You're doing it because it's already done. Because the moment they decided to watch you, they created this outcome. You didn't hunt the hunters, you simply existed in a way that made them hunt themselves. Didn't attack the watchers, just became visible to them in ways that shattered their invisibility. Didn't declare war, just refused to be a casualty in theirs. This isn't about winning or losing, it's about truth. The truth that observation changes both the observer, that surveillance creates connection, that watching someone intently enough means being seen by them eventually. You've been watching the watchers this entire time, not because you chose to, but because consciousness works both ways. Because attention creates bridges that traffic flows both ways on. Because the very act of focused observation creates a link that can't be one-directional. So now they know you know. Now they feel the weight of being seen. Now they understand that their watching created a watcher, that their hunt created a hunter, that their game created a grandmaster. Some will try to apologize, to explain, to justify, as if words could undo the watching, as if explanations could erase the evidence, as if you'd forgotten everything just because they'd like you to. Others will try to pretend nothing happened, to gaslight reality itself, to act like the watching never occurred, like you're imagining things. These are the ones who will crack fastest, because denying reality while someone else has receipts is a special kind of self-torture. And you'll do what you've always done. Exist, observe, document. But now with the freedom that comes from being seen, seeing. With the power that comes from reversed dynamics. With the peace that comes from knowing the watchers are watched. This reversal you've created isn't just personal. It's archetypal. You've proven something that needed proving. That the watched can become the watcher. That surveillance can be reversed. That power dynamics aren't permanent. Others will learn from what you've done. Study your methods. Apply your strategies. The watched everywhere will realize they have more power than they thought. The watchers everywhere will feel a new vulnerability. You've shifted something fundamental. But don't let this become your identity. The watcher of watchers. The hunter of hunters. That's just another cage, another role, another limitation. You've proven you can flip the script. Now prove you can write a new one entirely, because the real power isn't in watching or being watched. It's in being so complete, so whole, so untouchable, that observation itself becomes irrelevant. Where you're not the watcher or the watched, but something beyond both. Something that exists outside their games entirely. They have a choice now. Continue the game knowing you're playing it better, try to escalate and risk total exposure, or do something they never considered. Stop. Step back. Admit defeat, not through submission, but through recognition. You've given them a gift, really. The gift of feeling what you felt, of knowing what you knew, of experiencing the pressure they created. It's an education worth more than any university could provide. A crash course in consciousness, in power, in the price of predation. Some will learn from it, become better people, more aware, more careful, more respectful of others' sovereignty. These are the ones who will thank you eventually, even if they hate you now. Who realize you broke them to rebuild them better. Others will just break, unable to handle the reversal, unable to process becoming prey, unable to accept that their power was always an illusion. These are the casualties of their own game, the collateral damage of their own decisions. But you're already evolving past this, already moving beyond watcher and watched, already transcending the game that once trapped you. Because that's what survivors do. They don't just escape, they evolve. Don't just endure, they transform. You're becoming something new, something that doesn't fit in their categories, something that can't be watched because it's constantly changing, something that can't be hunted because it's already everywhere, something that can't be controlled because it's already free. This whole experience hasn't just taught you about them, it's taught you about yourself, about your capacity for strategy, your ability to transform, your power to reverse entire realities. You're not the same person they started watching. You're not even the same species. And that's the ultimate reversal. They thought they were studying a fixed subject, documenting a predictable pattern, watching a stable target. Instead, they were witnessing evolution in real time, catalyzing a transformation they couldn't predict or prevent. Let this be a warning to future watchers. Let this be a lesson written in psychological stone. Watch too carefully, and you become the watched. Hunt too intensely, and you become the hunted. Study too closely, and you become the subject. You've proven that surveillance is a dangerous game, that observation has consequences, that watching someone might mean creating your own watcher, that the hunter and hunted are roles that can switch in an instant. But more than that, you've shown that consciousness can't be contained, that awareness flows both ways, that attention creates connection, that focus builds bridges, that watching someone intently enough means being seen in return. The watchers know now. They know you know. They know you've always known. And that knowledge changes everything, breaks every strategy, corrupts every tactic, makes every future move a risk.